Now it is okay. Uh, so this is very important essay question. 8 marks question. Very important is 8 marks essay question. So that's why you have to read these two essay questions from class module compulsorily, mandatory. It is a must, compulsory. That is one in man life cycle and another life cycle in mosquito. These two. So life cycle of plasmodium also called asexual cycle or schizogony. So what is the infective stage of this plasmodium in man? Do you remember? Sporozoite, a sickle shaped cell. This is sporozoite. So label here, this is sporozoite. Okay. Then it is converted into round stage. This round stage is a feeding stage. The cell contents of liver are taken up as a food. That's why this is trophozoite stage. So first sporozoite in the liver cells converted into trophozoite. Actually this is a repetition of while drawing diagram, repetition of all the stages you will see here. So repetition of essay question also, revision of essay question also you can take it. And then this enlarges in size. Whenever the size is enlarged, that stage is always called schizont. Schizont undergo schizogony, already I told you in the process. So number of nuclear bits and number of daughter cells are produced. So these number of daughter cells nearly how many 12,000 first generation merozoites are produced. These are all first generation merozoites. How many? 12,000. So these first generation merozoites are final stages in the pre-erythrocytic cycle called cryptozoites. First generation merozoites. This cycle is in the liver cells. This cycle is called first stage in the life cycle of plasmodium in man. That is called pre-erythrocytic cycle. And the bottom one is exoerythrocytic cycle. These are also liver cells, because directly sometimes the cryptozoites may attack the RBC. Suppose if they don't attack RBC, then they attack the liver cells. At that time this exoerythrocytic cycle takes place. So erythrocytic cycle. So second life cycle in the man, second stage of life cycle in man. First stage is this one, pre-erythrocytic. Second stage is this one. Third stage Golgi cycle or erythrocytic cycle. So these cryptozoites enter into liver cells. These are the cryptozoites enter into liver cells. They become round and also they become trophozoite. Here also first stage cryptozoite is converted into trophozoite. This is cryptozoite. At what stage exoerythrocytic cycle is started? So exoerythrocytic cycle is started at the stage of cryptozoite, which are the end products of pre-erythrocytic cycle or first generation merozoites. And then this cryptozoite is converted into trophozoite and this enlarges in size again. So whenever the size of the cell enlarges, already I told you in the above case, it is always known as schizont. This undergoes schizogony to produce some second generation merozoites. Some are large in size and some are small in size. So these are the smaller cells. See, smaller cells I am now drawing. Above one are larger cells. The larger one are macro meta cryptomerozoites. So you take this diagram in the book. It may be clear or it may not be clear, but take this diagram always. So macro meta cryptozoite and smaller ones are the micro meta cryptomerozoites. Micro meta cryptozoites. So these are the infective stages to RBC. So these micro meta cryptozoites directly enter into the RBC. These are they enter into RBC. So this is RBC of man. and these are all RBC. Just you draw the RBC with this brick colored ink like this. These are all RBC. And now let us pass on to the other stages one by one. So in the RBC, this is first going to be attacked micro meta cryptozoites. Micro meta cryptozoites are attacking the RBC. All these are RBC. Inside the RBC, the life cycle takes place, hence it is called erythrocytic or endoerythrocytic cycle. In this cycle, or as it was discovered by the scientist Camillo Golgi, it is also called Golgi cycle. So first stage, this what is this stage? Either cryptozoite or micro meta cryptozoite. Two stages. Already I told you this is a 2 marks question. At what stage the erythrocytic cycle, which stages start the erythrocytic cycle? Cryptozoite directly from pre-erythrocytic cycle, or micro meta cryptozoites. Either of these two stages initiate cryptozoite and micro meta cryptozoite. This is 2 marks question. Only 2 words for this 2 marks question, only 2 words. Now this is going to be changed into trophozoite. This stage is first stage always trophozoite. Which stage is converted into trophozoite? Either cryptozoite or micro metacryptozoite. And then this trophozoite in which the nucleus is pushed aside and centrally located vacuole is present. So cytoplasm and nucleus goes to the periphery. This is like a finger ring. In the explanation I told you, it is looking like our ring. That's why it is called signet ring stage. This is second stage in the life cycle of Plasmodium. This diagram you have to draw. For this diagram 2 marks out of 8 marks. And for the theory 6 marks. Like that the marks 8 marks will be divided into 2. 6 plus 2. Diagram 2 and 6 for essay. So signet ring stage. In this stage, inside they develop pseudopodia. This is active feeding stage with nucleus and pseudopodia etc. It looks like amoeba. Hence this stage is called amoeboid stage. Already I told you there are so many events occur in the amoeboid stage. Parasite releases antigens called red colored antigens, Schaffner's dots, and also the RBC enlarges in size called hypertrophy. All these I have given. So amoeboid stage. Then amoeboid stage it loses pseudopodia and cell enlarges. So this stage is called schizont. If the cell is enlarged, all these stages are schizont. After schizont only multiplication occurs. Schizont undergo schizogony, simple technique. So this is schizont. So this schizont undergo mitotic divisions to produce into these daughter cells which are arranged like rose petals. So this stage is called Rossetti stage. This one is Rossetti because they are like arranging like this. And then next stage also you can draw here, and number of merozoites are present in this. So Rossetti stage. Rossetti stage, what stage? This how much? Which number it is? 5th stage in the life cycle of Plasmodium in man. Rossetti, rose flower like arrangement is there. And then these daughter cells are separated. First arranged in rose petal like structures called Rossetti. Now they are segregated. All those cells are segregated like this. These final stages are called merozoites. So all these 6 stages you must mention while the life cycle takes place in the RBC. As it occurs in the RBC, that's why it is called erythrocytic cycle, and it was discovered by Camillo Golgi, hence it is called Golgi cycle. So this diagram is very important. These merozoites again enter into the RBC, may enter into RBC or develop into gametocytes to enter into the ready to enter into the mosquito. So when the mosquito bites infected person, these gametocytes enter into the human body, mosquito body, then further development. So the merozoites are converted into, in the RBC, while they are in the RBC itself, in the spleen and bone marrow, while they are in the RBC itself. While they are in RBC itself, better you say, mention like this. They are developed into gametocytes. These gametocytes are male gametocytes and female gametocytes. Merozoites. Some of the merozoites are converted into male gametocytes and female gametocytes to initiate the life cycle of Plasmodium in mosquito, next host. Because it completes its life cycle in two hosts, that's why it is digenetic parasite, already I told you. Male gametocytes are also called microgametocytes. Micro means very small in size. So microgametocytes. And female gametocytes also called macrogametocytes. Other names also you can write down. So gametocytes also commonly known as gamonts. Gamonts undergo gametogamy, schizont undergo schizogamy, sporont undergo sporogamy. All these stages you come across in the life cycle of Plasmodium in man. So life cycle of Plasmodium in man, this is the diagram. This diagram you have to draw. Then only your essay question will be completed. Yesterday, Saturday, this diagram we didn't draw. So that is there here. See, merozoites. These merozoites are converted into gametocytes. Which stages are converted into gametocytes? Merozoites are converted into gametocytes. Gametocytes do not develop in man because our pH and they are more temperature, body temperature and pH of humans more than the temperature in the mosquito. So that's why further development they depend on mosquito. In the mosquito, the development is facilitated because of low temperature and low pH when compared with humans. So these gametocytes live for week. Within week they have to reach the intermediate host, secondary host. Within week. So lifespan of gametocytes is weekdays. So otherwise they degenerate. They degenerate and die. So within week they have to reach the mosquitoes. Generally mosquitoes suck our blood, while blood meal are sucking our blood. These gametocytes enter into the mosquitoes for further development. So now let us start the life cycle of Plasmodium in mosquito. This is another essay question we are starting here. So this second essay question in Plasmodium is life cycle of Plasmodium in mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito. You say specificity of there, the mosquito name is Anopheles. So female Anopheles mosquito are also called, this life cycle also called, put a slash, means are sexual life cycle. Sexual life cycle or gametogamy. Or gametogamy. That is the full form of the heading of the life cycle. This is another 8 marks question. Or sexual life cycle or gametogamy. This is second 8 marks question. So 2 8 marks questions are guaranteed, you are sure to get in the examination. Very sure, not ordinary sure. Very, very important. Today I am telling you, you see this question in the paper. You can see this these two questions. Of course, one of these two questions. Because one essay question from 6th unit, one essay question from 2nd unit, one essay question from last and final unit, 8th unit, temperature, water, these are all. So 3 essay questions. Out of 3 essay questions, from these 2 units only you will get. So these 2 units weightage already I told you 16, 32. 32 marks weightage is there for these 2 units. So this is a third essay question in the 6th unit, biology and human welfare, and second essay question in the Plasmodium. Now let us start this. So the gametocytes which are developed, gametocytes enter into the mosquito when they suck the infected man, when they suck the blood of infected persons. better you say persons, maybe male or female, blood of infected persons. So this point you should raise. So that's why life cycle of Plasmodium in mosquito is started by, if anybody asks you, your answer must be gametocytes. Gametocytes are developed from merozoites while they are inside the RBC itself. In the spleen and bone marrow, the storehouse of RBC, while these RBC are there in the spleen and bone marrow, they develop into, merozoites develop into gametocytes for further entry into the next host, that is secondary host. This is actually secondary host actually in other cases, but in case of Plasmodium this is main host because sexual life cycle occurs. That's why it is the main host. Where the sexual life cycle occurs, it is called primary host. Where the asexual cycle occurs of the any parasite occurs, it is called secondary host. So gametocytes enter into the mosquito. Enter into the mosquito, you put here. When they suck the blood of infected persons. So gametocytes develop only in mosquito. This reason you must mention. Develop only in mosquito because of low temperature and pH than man. Low temperature and pH than man. So that is the reason. Assertion reason question also. Gametocytes further development occurs in mosquitoes. Assertion reason is mosquitoes have low temperature and pH than in man. So that is the reason why. So if the gametocytes do not reach, already we have written this point, if the gametocytes do not reach mosquito, they degenerate within a week. So they must reach the main host. So the main host of female the main host of Plasmodium is female Anopheles mosquito. Don't write male. Female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito, why? This is also reasoning type question. Not male mosquitoes. Only female mosquitoes. Why? Female mosquitoes only suck the blood of a person. Male mosquitoes cannot suck because maxillae and mandibles or needle-like mouthparts are absent in the males, present only in the females. That is the reason. So within a week, so the main host of parasite is female Anopheles mosquito. That is. Now let us divide. In the female mosquito, in the Anopheles mosquito, better you say scientific name. In the Anopheles mosquito, what happens, this cycle is divided into these stages. The sexual cycle occurs, is completed by the following steps. This diagram also, very nice diagram is there. On the next page I will draw that by the following steps or events. So the number 1 is gametogeny. This is also 4 marks question. In this essay question, this heading is again 4 marks question. So in the bracket you write down 4 marks also. Gametogeny. Gametogeny, fertilization, formation of ookinet and oocyst, and sporogeny. These are the 4 steps. First step is gametogeny. What is gametogeny? Formation of gametes from gametocytes. Definition you should write down. Formation of gametes means male gametocytes produce male gametes, female gametocyte produce female gamete. Formation of gametes from gametocytes is called gametogeny. So let us gametogeny again completed in 2 steps. It is of 2 types. male gametogeny and female gametogeny. So in this subheading, let us keep male gametogeny. Male gametes are production of male gametes from male gametocytes is called male gametogeny. Of course, I should carefully listen this topic because even the life cycle of Plasmodium man and mosquito also both are male gametogeny. Production of male gametes from male gametocytes. Male gametes means what are the male gametes? Other name sperms or male germ cells. Formation of male gametes or sperms from the male gametocytes called diagrams already. I will draw next page in the next page so that you can see the male gametocyte and female gametocyte also. Production of male gametes or sperms from the male gametocytes is called the male gametogeny. So first nucleus divides. Nucleus of male gametocyte divides into 8 bits. Nucleus divides into 8 bits, 8 daughter nuclei. 6 to 8, in some books it is given like that, 8 daughter nuclei. Okay. Then cytoplasm is pushed like a flagellar process and cytoplasm is pushed out as flagellar-like structures. So each flagellum of cytoplasm, each flagellum enters into nucleus. Each flagellum receives the daughter nuclei. Receive the daughter nucleus. Now it has a male gamete. Now you call it male gamete. When the daughter nucleus is received by cytoplasmic flagellar process, then it is called male gamete. So number of male gametes are how many produced? 8 produced. So the releasing of gametes, the releasing of male gametes, this is 2 marks question. The releasing of male gametes from the male gametes by the lashing movements. By the lashing movements, because the flagellar process are there, they move like this. This is called lashing movements. So by the lashing movements, called, beautiful term is given, which is known as exflagellation. 2 marks question. Exflagellation. Underline. And in the bracket you write down 2 marks question. So in this again gametogeny 4 marks. In the gametogeny 1 2 marks question also it is there coming. What is exflagellation? Formation of male gametes and release of male gametes by lashing movements called exflagellation. This is. So this male gametogeny is completed. And then let us take this female gametogeny. Production of female gamete. Here the female gametes are not produced, only that female gametocyte undergoes some changes in the production of egg. Undergoes some changes. Already I have given the other names of male and female gametocytes. What are they? Male gametocyte. Macrogametocyte. Okay. Female gametocyte undergoes some changes which include the pushing of nucleus to the periphery. Which includes the nucleus is pushed to periphery. And cytoplasm is projected at that place. These changes they undergo. And cytoplasm is projected. Projection of cytoplasm at that spot as a fertilization cone. So fertilization cone is developed. So temporarily I draw the diagram also, you can see. This is actually female gametocyte. Female gametocyte has a small nucleus and a large amount of cytoplasm when compared with the male gametocyte. If you want to see the male gametocyte diagram, it is that also I can draw. Let us see this. Here I will draw that. This is male gametocyte. The cell is small, nucleus is large, and cytoplasm is very less. This is nucleus, and very less amount of cytoplasm is. This is microgametocyte or male gametocyte. Put a 0 and arrow mark on the top of the head. So that is microgametocyte. This is macrogametocyte. So this macrogametocyte changes. Already 2 changes I have mentioned. First, this nucleus is pushed to one side, and at that area the cytoplasm is projected like this. It is projected like this. So all this is cytoplasm. So this projection of cytoplasm is called fertilization cone. This is fertilization cone and this is nucleus. Nucleus, in the central nucleus is pushed into the periphery. This is periphery. This is center. So these changes occur while the production of egg. Now it becomes egg. This is now egg. This is now egg. This is macrogametocyte. This is egg. So that is the difference between the formation of male gametes and so male gametes formation also I will show here at the here. So all the 8 daughter nuclei are produced. I told you these are 8 daughter nuclei are produced. So in each daughter nucleus receives this flagellar process of cytoplasm. So like this occurs. This process is called exflagellation. These are the male gametes. This phenomenon is called exflagellation. But that phenomenon is not that. That phenomenon is called fertilization cone. This process is called maturation. This process of formation of female gamete. Female gamete from female gametocyte is called female gametogeny. Or maturation, that is exflagellation. Formation of male gametes process is exflagellation. Formation of female gamete, formation from female gametocyte is called female gametogeny or maturation because these changes occur. So this is immature egg, it converted into matured egg. Female gametogeny or maturation, put a heading maturation. Maturation should be underlined. So by maturation female gamete is produced, by exflagellation male gametes are produced. They are male gametes, this is only female gamete, one egg is produced. So the next event in this life cycle of Plasmodium in mosquito, fertilization. Whenever the gametes are produced, they must unite in the crop of the mosquito. In the lumen of the crop of the mosquito, that you have to raise this point, where the location you have to mention. It occurs. In the lumen of the crop of the mosquito, you say don't write stomach. In the lumen of the crop of the mosquito, one of the male gamete come close to the female. One of the male gametes out of 8, one of the male gametes come close to the fertilization cone. Close to the fertilization cone. That is why it is called fertilization cone. That can be identified by the male gametes close to the fertilization cone. And enter into the female gamete and enter into egg. So entry of sperm, male gamete, into egg takes place now. Now the fusion of nuclei occurs. Suppose this is the fertilization cone and nucleus, etc. This is a male gamete. Enter there and join with the nucleus. So the nuclei of the pronuclei, better you say, they are called pronuclei. Pronuclei of both gametes. Both gametes means both male and female gamete. Unite. Both male and female gamete unite to form synkaryon. Unite to form synkaryon. Synkaryon means united nucleus. Syn means united. Karyo means nucleus. That is the meaning of synkaryon. Both the nuclei are united. Both the nuclei of both the gametes united. That's why this is united nucleus. That united nucleus technical name is synkaryon. Synkaryon should be underlined. So now the egg with synkaryon is described as zygote. The egg with this nucleus, united nucleus, synkaryon, called zygote. Okay, that is about the fertilization. The process of fertilization is called anisogamy. This should be mentioned, should not forget. The process of fertilization, where it occurs in the lumen of the crop of the female anopheles mosquito, the process of fertilization is known as anisogamy. Already I told you in the sexual reproduction in protozoa. Syngamy, anisogamy, isogamy, polygamy, these I have discussed. So the process of fertilization is known as anisogamy. Anisogamy also should be underlined. Anisogamy, because the union of two dissimilar gametes occurs. Because the fertilization occurs between two dissimilar gametes. See, sperm is like this, elongated. Egg is oval or round. Two dissimilar. Hence, because fertilization occurs between two dissimilar gametes. Hence, it is called anisogamy. Between two dissimilar gametes. That is anisogamy. So, in Plasmodium vivax fertilization, what type of fertilization is there? Anisogamy. An means opposite word of iso, dissimilar. Iso means similar. Gamy means gametes. Union of dissimilar gametes. That is the meaning of anisogamy. This is the second event. And the third event is, sorry, 1 minute. Formation of ookinete and oocyte. These spellings carefully note down. Ookinete, very nice term. And oocyst. These are the next stages. These are nothing but zygotes, but some changes occur. Formation of ookinete and oocyst. After fertilization, after 18 to 24 hours, we mentioned this time period of fertilization, 18 to 24 hours of fertilization, the zygote elongates into worm-like structure, just like worm, into worm-like structure. This is round zygote and it is elongates like this, like a worm. It is moving stage of zygote. So this is a change. This is original zygote. This is changed zygote. So the zygote elongates into worm-like structure called ookinete. This is known as ookinete, otherwise called vermicule. because it is worm-like, hence it is also called vermicule. See, this is very important heading, third event. First, formation of gametes. Second, gametogeny. Second, fertilization. Third event is formation of ookinete and oocyst. This moving zygote is called ookinete. This moves, that's why this moving zygote is called ookinete. This ookinete penetrates the crop wall, which penetrates the crop wall. See the diagram, then it will be understood. Which penetrates the stomach wall, because stomach wall is made up of crop wall. Better you say crop wall, because on the wall of the crop the oocysts are found by Ronald Ross. So, penetrates the crop wall, and crop wall is made up of columnar epithelial cells. Already epithelial tissues we have completed, you know that. So, penetrates the crop wall and settles below the basement membrane of epithelial cells. Below the basement membrane, you should mention this point also. The diagram also we will show it, you can see later on. So, below the basement membrane, settles below the basement membrane and forms a cyst around it. So, this zygote with cyst is called oocyst. This zygote with cyst is called oocyst. Oocyst also called sporant. Oocyst in the bracket, otherwise called sporant. Better you write the other name. Slash means R. Sporant. Sporant undergo sporogeny. Now this is the oocyst. That heading is completed. Formation of ookinete we have completed first of all. Then oocyst also completed. So this is. And the last and final heading is sporogeny. So this sporant undergo sporogeny. Oocyst undergo reduction divisions first, according to Bano. Generally all zygotes undergo mitotic divisions except the zygote of Plasmodium vivax, which undergo mitotic division. Which undergo meiotic division. No zygote undergo meiosis, but this zygote undergo meiosis. Who said that? Bano. Oocyst undergo reduction division. Meiosis also called reduction division. Reduction division. In the bracket you write down if you want meiosis. According to Bano. Scientist name you have to write down. According to Bano. Bano said that. This is the contribution of Bano. So Bano should be underlined, reduction division should be underlined. Oocyst means nothing but zygote, but it is enclosed by cyst, that's why it is called oocyst. Oo means zygote, cyst means another wall. So that is like this it is. This is actually zygote, and around which the cyst is developed. So that's why it is called oocyst. So this undergo reduction division first, according to Bano, first. And later on mitotic divisions, and later on repeated mitotic divisions. Okay, which can produce 10,000 daughter cells. 10,000 you must mention, 10,000 daughter cells. Which are inconspicuous. 10,000 daughter cells are inconspicuous. Not 10,000 actually, first 1,000. Later on, sporoblasts develop into 10,000. Let us see this here. 1,000 daughter cells. called sporoblasts. Because this is a oocyst, here the cyst is also there still. These are all nuclei, 1000 daughter nuclei are there. Each nucleus is surrounded by this cytoplasm inconspicuously. You cannot say this is a cell. This is inconspicuous stages, not conspicuous, not clear, not clearly visible. So this inconspicuous stages are called the sporoblasts, which undergo mitotic divisions again, which undergo repeated mitotic divisions to produce 10,000 daughter cells. Daughter cells called sporozoites. Daughters called sporozoites. This is the infective stage of Plasmodium to man. At what stage the parasite enters into man? Sporozoite, which are stored in the salivary glands of mosquito, which are temporarily stored. This is the NCERT book also it is given. So location of sporozoites in the mosquito, it is also neat bit, very important neat bit, temporarily stored in salivary glands. Temporarily stored in salivary. Thus the life cycle is completed in 10 to 24 days in mosquito. So 52, this type of oocysts found, 50 to 5,000 oocysts found by Ross, oocysts found on the crop by Ronald Ross. Already I told you about this. August 20 in 1902. So that's why mosquito cycle is also called, this cycle is also called Ross cycle. The cycle is also, and the name of the scientist, just like Golgi cycle there, the cycle is also called Ross cycle. Okay. The life cycle in mosquito completed in 10 to 24 days. Last sentence. Mosquito completed in 10 to 24 days. You must write down this. Now the sporozoites, sickle shaped cells, sporozoites in the cyst. Better you say like this, the cyst with sporozoites. That is correct. Sporocyst. The cyst with sporozoites is called sporocyst. Sporocyst. The sporocyst bursts and release the sporozoites. Again the sporozoites enter into liver cells. Tomorrow this diagram also we can take tomorrow. Okay. So these are the 4 events, 4 steps in the life cycle of plasma. First is formation of gametes from gametocytes. Second, fertilization. Third, formation of ookinete and oocyst. And fourth step is sporogenesis. You have to write down like this with the diagram. Tomorrow we draw the diagram. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I can stop sharing and end the class. Right, thank you. Thank you, Amma.